I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes. Not behind you, you will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when you see you try somebody's secret, when you like, you try a secret. When you like it's in public, what stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try in secret. When you like, you try in private. They are killing my people. 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 After killing my people, you tell me to tell in secret. The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret prayer. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun. Yeah, it is from the depth of my heart. I want to welcome you this day, today, the last day of the week, the 4th day of February 2023. And I want to say welcome. Good to have you all for joining from wherever you are today. We are really in trying times and troubling times. But anyways, before I go deep into any discussion, I already have my guests in the studio, and shortly I will bring them on. But before I bring them on, I want to welcome you all that are joining. And please, as you join, just like this video and circulate on all your social media platforms. Send them across so that people can begin to join us, because we're going to be talking very critical things, and you're going to be hearing very critical things today, so that we can understand the multidimensional and multifaceted approach in which Britain is encouraging the Fulanis to tactically deal with us. And we must understand that every move that comes from your enemy is meant to dislodge you. That's what you should understand. Anytime your enemy brings something to you, even if it looks like something that is good, remember, that person is still an enemy. And so don't think that election can be good, because an enemy can never bring anything good to you. Now, first, like this video, share on all your social media platforms, and circulate it. Make sure it reaches the communities in Biafra land and everywhere. We have our guests in the studios, and they're going to be shedding more light to these facts about today. Now, also, I want to remind you that today is the fundraising. Remember, we have to take care of the enemies, and that is why the monies that you contribute are very important, and that's why you should understand the importance of being part of the fundraising. 7 p.m. today, Biafra time, is going to begin. But without wasting more time, I'm going to be bringing my guests up here, and for you guys to meet them. First, I'll bring this. It's always ladies first. In the conventional way of operating. So I want to bring to you Ms. Abitombi. You're welcome to the program. Hello, and say hi to everyone.
Hello, thank you very much, Mazi Kelechi. Always a pleasure to be with you. And I want to greet great Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world that will be listening to us. God bless you, and please pay attention to every detail and every discussion that will take place today. Stay blessed.
Thank you so much. We have Pastor Livingstone already in the house. And please, Pastor, say hello to the people of Biafra and other lovers of freedom all over the nations of the world, including the Oduduwa nation.
Hello, great Biafrans, wonderful people, the nation of the future that will turn things around in the days ahead to come. I welcome you, and please, like my sister said, just pay attention to what we're going to discuss today as it affects us. God will see us through. God bless the Yoruba nation, Oduduwa nation. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor, and thank you, Abitombe, for making it, as part of your schedule to be here today, especially in these critical times that our people are in. In fact, as at today alone, I have received about 6 calls alone, and people talking about what they're going through and what they need. And I begin to shed tears in my heart, because I'm not even in a position to help anybody in this regard, And it's very critical that lots of people are going through hell right now. Our people are dying. Our people are going through pain. Our people are suffering. And yet, we have the so-called leaders who are saying nothing, who are doing nothing, who don't see anything. We have so-called petition writers who don't see their pen, their ink is finished. They can't write petition right now. But anyways, before we go on, we're going to be looking critically into the affairs and the issues right now. Now, basically, we're looking at the issue of financial strangulation. And that is basically what is happening right now. Economic war. And that is the aspect we're going to be looking at. But first, I want to, just like I did yesterday, I want to play 2 videos that interpret the concept of what is happening. The people designed by Britain to deal with the indigenous people under the auspices of the name of the company Nigeria, and then the people themselves, what they are doing. The first video I'm going to play shows us the Fulanese and given everything that Britain gives to them to strangulate and deal with us, take our resources, take our land, and all of that. And the fullness of that video is interpreted in this context. They are holding the AK-47, which represents political power and force against the people, against the will of the people. That is why it is the AK-47 and all the arms they have. And then they are holding the money, which means telling you that they are in control of your resources and economic power over you. And then they are speaking strange words, which all we are hearing from their strange words was only Nigeria. That's what we could understand from what they were saying, meaning that they have control both religiously and, of course, in the area of social revolution. That's devious social revolution against the people. And then now the second video now shows you the people, the Oduduwa nation and the Biafra nation especially, dealing with themselves because of the dictates of these ones. Rather than facing these ones who are against them, they are dealing with themselves. I'm going to begin with that video first again today so that we can begin from that point to narrate what we have to do. This is the video of Britain and their proxy over and against the people.
za mu tura sakon 'yan Najeriya shugabannin su talakawa su za su yi adalci domin Allah da Allah. Idan ba haka nan ba duk abin da suke nufi Allah ba zai taɓa. Duk wanda suke gani da wanda a cikin daji da wanda a cikin karkara dukansu dun nasu da bambanci duka da karshe da yan uwansu. Duk wannan kabilancin sun kasa to ba zai magana abin da a cikin Najeriya ba sai dai an tsaya ai domin Allah da Annabi shine zai tsaya magana abin da a cikin Najeriya. Kaga an dawo ne talaka ne wasu basu ji basu gani ba an ce za a canza kuɗi a yi to shi wani talaka ma bai sa abin da a canjin kuɗi wani ma a waye gari bai da 10,000 sai ya sa ya ta waye ya je ya nema sannan ya samu ya harkar gaba ne. To shi wanda adda miliyoyin kuɗi cikin gari an ce za a canza ai kaga hayar wajje kaga ta koma wannan kan tsakanin su ne. To yanzu wani nan ma in ka bincika ka ji cikin ɗan Najeriya wani ma da a cikin daji kuɗin ma da suke nufi suna canzawa ne to wani ma da a ciki ko wani ma kuɗin ma bai same su ba amma kaga kuɗin da ake nufi yan ta'adda ne kaga kuɗin sun zo hannunsu kaga wannan suna nuhin 1,000 ce wannan suna nuhin 200 ce jikka guda ma'ana da wasu sun maida ta to sannu da suke gani wannan an gwada masa kaɗan ne daga ciki dangance da ɓangare.
Now we have got Britain and Fulani represented. Now let's look at what the people are doing to themselves in the midst of this wickedness against the people. Let's watch what the people are doing to themselves in this regard. So they set the people up and the people begin to destroy themselves. Now let's go straight to the point today. Now, I don't know, Abitombi, I want to ask you first, before we go into the details of the question, what is your experience like? Have you heard anybody call you, people calling you, telling you the experience and telling what is happening in Nigeria and all of that? Can you give us any information you have about what people are going through?
Thank you very much, Mazi Kelechi, and greetings, Pastor Emeka. I must tell you that the situation is very pathetic. Very, very pathetic. People can't even help themselves. People don't have food. They don't have access to money. They don't have access to the least thing that they should have at this time. And I don't know if you are aware, some people that called, there's even no fuel. And a liter of fuel is like 500 naira, and it isn't available. You have to fight. So that isn't available. You're unable to buy food. You don't have access to money. And the situation is biting the common man. It is biting the common man. It's a very pathetic situation that we have right now. And it is very deliberate because looking at the times that we're in, one would understand that it is a deliberate attempt to subjugate the people with hunger and starvation, and also to ensure that the people succumb to, they get to the state that they are mentally tortured, they are physically tortured, and they can't even reason. And at the end of the day, you know, a hungry man is an angry man. And that's what was happening between the Biafran and the Yoruba, the other video that you played. That's just what's going on there. Hungry man is an angry man. And so that's the state that people are in right now. People are desperate. They are anxious. They are unable to get their money. Those that even had a little and they were made to send it to the bank, they can't get it out. And that means you can't even buy food. The common man depends on day-to-day buying, day-to-day getting food, and they are unable to get this thing. So the situation is very, very difficult, very difficult. You know, even when somebody says, give me some money, even the bank itself, the bank apps are not working. The major banks, like they said, the major banks are even not functioning. And so you have the big banks, their ATMs are not functioning, they are not opening, they lock up everywhere, and people queue, people are everywhere. Some people are sleeping by the ATM just to see if they can get something, just to see if they can buy food. And a prolonged state of people not being able to get food to eat, not able to get water to drink, not able to get anything for themselves, provokes the people into a situation where they begin to take actions that they shouldn't take. And of course, like I said earlier, when people are so hungry, some people can't reason well. I mean, when they are hungry, they cannot make the right decision. When they are hungry, they can do anything. They can harm anybody, you know. So this is a deliberate economic jihad that have been launched basically on our people, and the situation is really, really tough. I can tell you from all the information coming in from different quarters, different parts of Biafra land, and not just Biafra, the South. I could say the South. It is a very challenging time for our people, very difficult time for our people, very, very difficult. And it is very deliberate at the same time, very calculated and deliberate, you know, to force the people to succumb to another level of servitude. That's what's going on right now. Thank you.
In fact, you've given so much that, in fact, you just said it in the way it is, what is happening in the streets and all of that, and we understand how terrible the situation is. In fact, there was a story yesterday of a woman who died, a pregnant woman who died because of the situation. And of course, some other stories that, you know, talking about the things that have happened to people based on this particular wickedness coming from the British government and encouraging the Fulanis to carry out. And we are not seeing petitions, we're not seeing, but before we go into the issues of petitions and all of that, give us your perspective. What are the information you have about what is happening on ground now to our people? Because our people are very, very important to us and we must preserve them.
Thank you so much. This is to give information and not to go into analysis. I've been told I said a lot based on information, and we look at what is going on. It is just a continuation of what has taken place before, in the time when the late king was alive. And
Pastor, I don't know if you can hear me. Your network seems to be very, very, something seems to be going. It's cracking seriously. We need to get you very clear. Yes, it's cracking very, very well. We need to get you clear so that people can hear.
Let me go to my living room.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have one more person who will be joining us shortly in the live here, and of course when he comes on, you'll be hearing from him, from his perspective and from the things that he also have heard. Let me bring my brother Vine Maxwell before Pastor Livingstone is ready. We are welcome, Vine Maxwell. Good to have you, brother. Good to see you again. We know that with your experience and connection also, and of course about the matters going on in Biafra land, you have facts about the situation on ground. Can you give us, because we want the people to be informed, because we want, before we begin to take the people into the narrative of them fighting for their freedom, we have to make them also understand what is happening, and then we begin to tell them the implication of what is happening. And these are the things that sometimes we don't really want to look at. People just want to look at what is happening and interpret them in the way they want to interpret them without thinking about why this is happening. Is where the intellectual capacity of Nigerians is lacking, because they look at what is happening. Oh, we are going through this, and then you look at Edo State, they are fighting. You go to Ibadan, they are burning things. But what are you burning things for? Why are you burning things? You don't know. And they fight the wrong battle, well, like we saw in the video, leaving the people who are perpetrating this evil against them and all of that. But before you come in, okay, Pastor Livingstone is off now. Maybe he's going to come back again. So, Vine Maxwell, can you give us a perspective of what is going on?
Thank you so much, and good afternoon from the great city of Bolgatanga. We are having our own issue here. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to bless my pastor that just left the screen, Reverend Livingstone, my sister that just spoke, great sons and daughters of Biafra land, wherever you are. This is your cousin, whose mother is from Abia State, Obingwa local government to be precise, and the father hails from the upper eastern part of Ghana. I'm using this opportunity, and I had the opportunity to serve the army for 18 years and left in 2004. I thank you. I thank you. Yeah, yes, I thank you so much for bringing me in here to this platform to at least speak the little I know to my people who are bearing the brunt of the wickedness of the Nigerian government towards the Biafran people. You see, what is going on in Nigeria today has been prophesied a long time ago by no other person but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it in one of his broadcasts. Our people don't listen. They say our people don't listen. They don't learn. They don't look. This, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said was not just, let's say less than 3 or 4 years ago. It's still fresh in my memory. Apart from Mazi Nnamdi, another pastor again has revealed something, that it will get to a stage you will not, if you continue to preach for one Nigeria, it will burst into your faces someday. And that is what is coming out now. Can you imagine that someone from the southern part of Nigeria, the old southern part of Nigeria, with the policy of Naira changing to new Naira, will have difficulty in collecting your own money you deposited in the bank? They don't even care whether you are diabetic. They don't care whether you are predisposed to any medical problem, issue that needs money at that particular point in time. They don't care whether you need food to eat. They don't care whether you want, to take care of your personal need, immediate personal needs that you need little money in order to solve. They don't care whether your children will be paid, will be able to get money to pay their school fees. These people don't care. The only thing they care is to treat you as a second fiddle, as a second-class citizen. Look, you play the video there. These are terrorists that are in the bush. They call it Daj. These are terrorists. You know what? In summary of what he said there, he said, look at them. Look at them. Muke yantada. When they say yantada, that is people, let me say terrorists. Let me put it that way, terrorists. But in normal, in order to sugarcoat it, you can call them yantada, that's protesters. Protesters. But in this case, they call themselves protesters, but they are terrorists. Muna chicken daji. The Talakawamu, that with their poor people that are with them.
You know what? Maxwell, please just come, because before we go into narrating the details of what's going on there, you're going to tell us that now. Just hold your thought there. You're going to now go into the video as soon as I ask the next question. But I just you have already given the perspective of the people, what the people are going through, and that is the narrative. We want to run first, but just hold your thoughts. I know you're going to explain all of these details to us because you have wider perspective to that, and you understand what they were saying and all of that. So please hold your thought. Let's hear from Pastor Livingstone. Let him give us a perspective to what he knows is happening on ground, what is happening to our people too, what our people are going through. Have Nigeria become worse than Somalia? Let's hear from Pastor Livingstone. Please, Pastor, go on.
Thank you. Are you clear now?
Oh my God, the network signal is very, very serious. It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse now. No, we can't hear you. It's gotten worse now.
It's fast. It's fast.
Yes, and it's keeping fast, skipping and breaking. Okay, please do go out and come back and maybe look for a location that will give you a better now Abby told me Maxwell was looking at that video, and he was trying to explain some things about that video. But my concern, before he goes on in that narrative of that video, now I want you to look at this critically, looking at the video and looking at the other video, the two videos. Now what do you think is making these other ones fight within themselves, whereas these other ones are already expressing their control? And yet, rather than these other ones, for instance, let me interpret it in this way: we have the Fulani and we have the Biafra nation, we have the Oduduwa nation, represented by those people, who are in that video fighting. And then we have Prince Ism also in the house, here. So the house is a full one today. We're going to be having multifaceted and multidimensional approach to this whole thing. Thank you so much, Prince, for joining. We will say thank you. So say hello to everyone, and thank you so much for joining. Thank you. And of course, we're waiting for Pastor Livingstone. Okay, Pastor Livingstone is already there. Okay, I've seen this video. All right, so Pastor, can you continue before we go on and bring and ask other questions? Let's continue from there. Please go on, please.
Can you hear me loud and clear now?
I don't know. Just go on. Let's see if it's going to work. Just go on.
No, if you cannot hear me loud and clear, I can speak to you through WhatsApp.
Okay, I think it's better through WhatsApp because it's cracking badly.
So let me call you. Let me call your line. Let me call you on WhatsApp.
Why not try and go out again and come in? Why not go out and come in again? Let's see whether it's going to work this time. If it doesn't work, then you can go out. You can now call through WhatsApp. So try it again and see. Maybe refresh, and then try. Refresh. Thank you so much, Prince Ism. You're already here. Before we take the questions, it goes around from Abitombi. Let's hear your perspective. What is happening to our people? We want to know what you have heard, what is going on so far. This is about 24 hours from the last time you talked to Biafrans. Our people are going through hell. What is happening to the people?
Thank you, Kelechi, and as always, I want to thank Almighty God.
Yes, before you go on, sir. We want to appreciate you for that cap. That's the cap of Mazi Simon Ekpa. I don't know whether you took it from him or he took it from you.
I think he borrows it sometimes, and then he
all right.
he sends it to us.
All right, okay, all right. Please go on.
So I just want to give glory to God Almighty for yet another day. I believe strongly in the spiritual realm that whenever we are giving a day and we are made part of any day, that God assigns work to us to do. So I believe we're here to accomplish that work for this day.
Please, sir, hold on. Pastor Livingston, please just hold on the line. You are on already. So once Prince finished speaking, you can now go on, please. Just hang on, and you are still on. Please. Okay. Yes, please. All right, sir, please go on.
So I just wanted to make sure that our God takes all the glory for today's work, and we pray that He plants His words in our mouths, in our spirit. So when we deliver it in this hallowed platform, whatever purpose for which He has sent these words will be accomplished, just like He had made it clear that no word that cometh from His mouth will ever return to Him void. So I want to give all glory to God for this day. And I want to thank you, Kelechi. I want to thank you, my dear brother. Is that Max, or is that right? Am I right? Good. I want to thank Pastor Livingston for being part of this program. I want to thank, I think somebody's here with the caption AT. Is that Abby? Okay, yes, Abby. I think I've been on platform with Abby before. And furthermore, I want to welcome all Biafrans, the people in the light. I want to thank all our Oduduwa brothers and sisters that are in the light. And thank you, Kelechi, for that question. I think what I really want to say, I want to pin it down to this change in Nigerian currency note. I want people to know that this singular act has actually proven Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Mazi Simon Ekpa to be correct and the right all along. And because what they have done has exposed all of them, both those that are inside and outside of Nigeria, that came up with this plan, came up with this evil and heinous crime, came up with this wherever they are. This act has actually exposed their evil intentions, even to the blind and to the deaf. The blind can now see, the deaf can now hear. And I say all glory to God Almighty, and I call on every human being of good conscience around the world to now rise and do the needful, because Nigeria is not fit for the animal kingdom. Nigeria is hazardous and futile, even to the animal kingdom, let alone humanity. Nigeria must be stopped right here and right now. I am even thanking God that they took this action. I'm thanking God because this is the action that brings it home, even to those that say they can't hear, even those that say Nigeria is for them, those that say obedience. If there is any atom of gray hair, in gray matter in them, here they now can see, here they now can hear. And I believe they have actually done us a favor with this singular act. Of course, I made it clear the last time we spoke that we have two ways to deal with this. Either as mortal beings that God created with powers to think out plans, with power to navigate nature, to navigate animals, to navigate even every tendency of nature. We can begin with our brothers and sisters who see light with us to devise another way of trading our goods and services. We can do that, but we can also decide to ensure that all the banks in Biafra land, all the banks in Oduduwa land will never be used against us. This is our money, and we cannot allow them to use it
to fund the ideology, the evil intentions of Fulani and British government. We can't allow that, and we must make sure they know that. I thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you for that. And of course, those are the two-way solutions that you gave yesterday. And of course, we saw something like that happening in Ibadan yesterday. The people going to the banks and deciding to take it and take that action. And Pastor Livingstone, you're here, you're live, so you can speak now. So let's see if we can hear you. You're already here also, and also on WhatsApp. So you can speak. Maybe we see you right there, and then of course have you speaking to us from WhatsApp. All
yes, right. I had to go to my laptop and drop the phone.
My. Wow. that tells you that God created us to navigate things. Well done.
Yeah, please, you know we are old school.
I know.
Nah, in my collecting them, they are the so
they are the youth. They are the youth.
Yes. So, that coach. So thank you very much. Please, thank you for coming. And my brother Maxwell. Thank you. God bless you. Yes. I was saying, actually, people have called me and showed me even live coverage of the trauma people are going through in getting this naira. As a matter of fact, this naira you're talking of is in abundance there up north. I mean the new note, and then there's no note available for us down south. And even if to get the 20,000, you have to pay some money and wait on the line and be frustrated. In fact, there was a post of a man who went to the bank, went stark naked, and was crying that he deposited up to 500,000 naira. He needs money. The wife is in labor room. The children are sick. There's no money to eat. There were policemen there. He told them, "Kill me if you will not give me my money." And that person took a mattress, put on the bank this thing where they rest their hands to attend the customer and lay down there. So it's a problem. And this is a fulfillment of a prophecy that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, that a time will come in Nigeria when this money, you look for it, you will not get it. He made that prophecy and it has come to pass. So you begin to check now, who really is the true prophet? Among all these people who say they are prophets, Nnamdi Kanu, who really is the true prophet? I'm saying respect to this Biafra issue. Then, if you take your mind back, Madam Oyibo, Madam Odina Madu and co. once went to the Queen of England when she was alive to cry to her that children are dying in Biafra because of strangulation, both food and money. That she's a mother, she should lift it up. She refused to give them audience. There were 4 of them. Until they came back, they never were listening to. And everything that was contributed to be sent to them were not sent. And those children, in fact, there was a picture of a child that was sitting down and a vulture was at a distance waiting for the child to die. So it's a replication of that thing happening now. Katrina Liang is just playing the same role of the queen to strangulate us economically. I know when we go into analysis, we delve into so many things. So I just have to end there so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pastor. In fact, we have from Ma Gloria. She said that her sister bought 200,000 with 7,000. And we have Noel and says, my sister paid 5,000 to withdraw 20,000. So you can imagine 5,000.
So that of 5,000 is even more.
Oh my God. And they gave her 8,000 old notes, old money, and 12,000 new in First Bank. So you now, the situation is complex. It's very complex. But we want to go deep into it. Let's open up now the facts economically, and at the same time, as a means of warring against the people's interests, especially what concerns their economy. And you know that once you deal with the people and starve them, they become very subject to you and become very weak to fight you back. Now, Abitombi, first, let me just ask you, in this perspective, do you see a relationship between the economic war being at the level Mazi Nnamdi Kanu prophesied when he said that Somalia will be worse than Nigeria?
Thank you very much, Mazi Kelechi, and greetings, Princess. Nice to have you and be with you again here. Greetings, my brother Maxwell. I listened to you, but I think we're together for the first time. Right. Thank you, everyone. The prophecies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I believe that by now, even those that don't believe in prophecies, they now believe that he is a prophet, because all the things that he said, if they have not all come to fulfillment, maybe just a few that will still come to fulfillment. And I think it's the last part of it that we're waiting for. So when he said that if Biafrans are not allowed to go, that the situation of this contraction Somalia will be better. Somalia will be better when we remember what happened in Somalia and remember the people of Somalia, which in history is one of the worst situation, economic situation, nation, nothing. There was no food. Things became so difficult. It became difficult to rescue the situation. And he says, Nigeria, what will happen to Nigeria? This contraction will be worse. We are already witnessing that. I mean, this is just like few days. This weaponization of money, this is just few days into it. And people are already getting out of their mind. It's not up to a month. It's not up to 2 weeks. And people are already going naked. People are already dying. People are already unable to get food to eat, unable to get anything. People are angry. There's anger everywhere. They just transfer the anger. And these things happening in this format are happening in the South. Whereas in the North, they have the money, they have the food. I actually watched a video where the bankers are going from house to house, village to village, hamlet to hamlet, begging them to return their old notes and new notes and compensate them for complying with an extra bonus.
Yes.
Whereas the people in the South, from the Oduduwa nation to the Biafra nation, the people here are under a climate, under a different government, which means we have never been won. We have actually never been won. And so the Somalian situation definitely is happening to this contraction. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. And I think that, like the scripture says, that all things work together for good. I think it is actually timely, because they are preparing for election. And the people they are starving, the people they are doing all of these things to, are the people they are expecting to come out and vote for them. The politicians are saying, nobody is saying anything. The people that have not heard, those that have been campaigning, the political aspirants, have not heard any of them say anything concerning the situation. None of them have opened their mouths to say anything about what's going on right now. And so while they weaponize the food, they weaponize the money and everything and use it as a tool to fight the people and bring them to a state of not reasoning properly, a state of not able to make the right decision, because they have become so hungry. And this is just like what happened in 1967 to 70, when Biafra and the rest of the world fought, I mean, when Nigeria and the rest of the world fought Biafrans, and they seized all the money that our people had. And after the war, they gave just 20 pounds to each family. No matter how much you had, 20 pounds was given to them. And so our people need to understand that this is just the beginning. It will happen. This is just the beginning. What is happening right now is just the beginning. And before now, I know that our leader already sounded the trumpet and the warning, like Prince Azim said. sounded that trumpet and said, look, there will come a time when even your own cannot get it out of the Nigerian bank. And Mazi Simon came up late last year and also a warning to our, he still sounded that same trump and say, withdraw your money. If you have any money in the bank, withdraw it. Please keep some money, buy foodstuff, stock up, have food in your homes. But please get some money with you. Not everybody will listen. Not everybody will listen. Not everybody will obey. Nobody, in fact, not everybody will think it is true, because everything was just okay as at late last year, as though there's no problem, because they were singing election to them. But all of a sudden, it has just come upon us that the land is in trouble, that the land have come to the point of disintegration, that Nigeria have come to that point where everyone should sing disintegration of this contraction that has never been won and would never be won until it is disintegrated. And that's the only time there will be peace. And so in the midst of this madness, our people need to start looking at what should we do and listen to instruction. What's the next thing that we should do, and not allow the situation to becloud them that they are unable to reason and take the right decision. Just like the people that were fighting, the Oduduwa people that were fighting there, this is just the beginning, and they are fighting because of the divide and conquer that they have put into them. So instead of fighting the enemy, they are turning to fight themselves. Meanwhile, they are both in the same situation. They are both in the same situation, and they are fighting themselves. While the ones that have the money with them, rejoicing with the money with them, they are in one corner enjoying their money. And so I need to wake up. The Oduduwa nation, they need to wake up. They need to see, not seeing the Biafran as their enemy, not seeing that they are one. They are both in the same situation as it is right now, and to ensure that our land is defended and protected, that even if there's going to be Somalia, it will not be Biafra. Even if, yes, the Somalia would actually happen, but it will happen to Nigeria, as our leader said. Somalia situation is Nigeria, not the Biafran side of it. The Biafran side of it will be like Goshen, not like the Somalia. So I want to say that, yeah, the Somalia situation, this is just the beginning of it. This is just the beginning of the Somalia eve of it. It will not the same happen to the Biafran. It will not be our own. It will happen in Nigeria, because we are living Nigeria, and because we are God's people, our own side like Goshen, while they are in Somalia. So that's what I have to add to that.
Well, thank you so much for that narrative. Seth Wanoche is saying, my dear sister, on the election day, they will bring out the new money and the people will rush for the new money. In the first place, they will not even be able to come out in the first place. There will be no election in Biafra land. So Seth, forget about that narrative. There will be no election in Biafra land. Nobody is going to even be able to carry money around. And nobody is even going to be able to walk around, not to talk about carry money around. We are enforcing it. No election. It's not just sit at home and some people just come out. No, there's no sit at home. I mean, no election in Biafra land. It's an enforcement. We're going to enforce it. Prince, you want to say something about that, please?
Am I able to just give my sister Abitombi information? Okay. And also, this information will give hope to Nigeria. And because that prophecy by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually says, look, Nigeria will be worse than Somalia if you don't allow Biafrans go.
That's it.
So these people should now know that it is best to avoid Somalia in Nigeria, their own part of Nigeria, by peacefully allowing Biafra to go so that they can save themselves. There is hope for them. Their hope will be dashed if they stubbornly refuse to listen to what Nnamdi Kanu said. Allow my people go so you won't become like Somalia or worse than Somalia. That's the prophecy. So I need to give them this hope so they can act quick and stop being stupid. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that addition. Obioma Elikwachi is saying, good day. Please don't be angry with me about this question. What are we waiting for to start using Biafra money? Let me throw that. Let me just put it to our guest here to talk about that Biafra money. I believe that you should understand that everything comes from the central point, Mazisa Manepa, and things must be done towards that area. But first, you'll get to understand the answer of that by what you're going to hear from our guests. So just keep calm and just listen. Now, Vine Maxwell, Somalia, in relation to the prophecy targeting Nigeria. And the prophecy, remember, he said Nigeria, he didn't say Biafra land, he said Nigeria will be like Somalia. So what do you have to say about that?
Thank you, Mazi Kelechi. What I have to say to that is simple. If God, a good prophecy from an anointed man of God will prophesy to you and give you solutions to it. That is a good prophecy. Anybody that will prophesy to you, I will not tell you the solution God has given to you, because God cannot say something that this is what is going to happen. There will be a condition, there will always be a lacuna. How you are going to escape it? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it clear to them. You see me, I don't used to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when I left the Nigerian army and Canada, because if you talk to me about Biafra that time, I will tell you that no, with what I have seen, the level of armament, the manpower they have, when you come to the Navy, it is very, very difficult, to meet Nigeria one-on-one in the battlefront. You see, so I will tell you, it's because I discussed with so many people who have asked me in Ghana here, I say it is going to be suicidal. But there is something I fail to understand. If God is in the process, in the business, in your business, catapult will become WMD, weapon of mass destruction.
That's right.
That is how it is.
I think in the order of David, you are right. In the order of David.
Yes.
That's right.
A sling with a stone will work even more than WM, the weapon of mass destruction, because God is in there. Do you know why I believe that God is in this process? It's because I serve in a place where people are interrogated. And we know systems where, as a normal human being that have conscience, when you see such things going on, I remember what my stepfather told me in Nigeria, in Abia State. He said, anytime that they are planning to kill an innocent man, don't pray to be there. Because if they kill that innocent man in your presence, whether you partake or not, as long as you witness it, there is a curse over your head. So, and as long as that innocent man is weeping, crying, that cry will never dry where that person is. It is universal and it is godly. So, when I look at how they treated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, do you know what chaining someone on the ground? And Kenya is a cold, very temperate. As at that time, June, it was temperate. Keeping you at a spot for 8 days. Do you know what it is? You see, there are some, most of us that have been there, that have experienced most of these things and see it happen, will tell you, if you are not strong, you'll be broken down. You begin to speak what you did not commit. That is the reality. When we hear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spend 8 days in the hands of these people, I begin to wonder, what was it like? Was it like what we were seeing that was going on when we were there? And he survived it. Look into his face when they brought him in Nigeria. That would tell you it took a toll on him. It took a toll on him. And these people that were, holding him are people that were properly trained, heavily equipped. with all kinds of, in fact, even if you take away the weapons with them, their hands are also weaponized as well. These are the people they send to such operations. You see, people that are very, very good in marksmanship principles, that have what we call marksmanship principles. And that man did not die. They did what they did to him. They kept him, as we speak, he is in, solitary confinement. They tried to destroy him psychologically. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is disagreeing to fall, to be broken down.
Wow.
He disagreed. I will tell you what is going on here, the little I know, because I have seen it before. In fact, there is a time it got to a stage, I was doing the one I'm doing, I said I won't do it anymore. I have to allow the person go. And I bore the consequence. I have to allow him go. These are things that it is common. But glory be to God, the Spirit of God, the egg of that light is around this man. They could not. The killing and torturing him in a very bad way did not enter into their brain. God took it away from them. They brought him in Nigeria thinking that they have done so much. They don't know that they are emboldened. They have just emboldened the man. That is why if anybody tells you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, I will tell you there are so many things that are happening. They see, the more you keep your enemy close inside your house, the more you make your family begin to love him. That is how it is. The more you keep your enemy in your house, the more your family will begin to love him. That is what is going to happen. And I believe that it is happening there right now. When that poison issue came, what happened? They begin to bring out history of his feeding, history of this, history of that, history of that, history of that. The man in that particular place is not an ordinary man, and nothing will happen to him. That is my belief. Nothing will happen to him. He's going to come out. And like I said in the other platform that I just exited to come and come in here, the man is going to come out with the flag. That is what I believe. He's going to come out with flag because there is nothing anybody will do to this man. He is properly equipped by God that sent him. It is not a human being. He is not doing it out of his own strength or whatever. If he is doing it out of his own strength, by now he could have been broken.
That's right. Yes.
I agree. By now he could have been broken. He's going to 1 year plus. This June, I think this June will be 2 years that he's been there. You see, a day in solitary confinement is like 6 months.
You know what, Van Maxwell, when it comes to the next time you're going to be speaking, when I take the next question, I want you to give us a perspective to how torture, how torture is being, the weapon of torture is being utilized in the contraption, especially to get people to subdue them and get them to reason along the line of the narrative they want to, because since you are of the military extraction, so you can give us at least a clue so that people can have a perspective to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have gone through for them, and so that they will know that what they are doing right now is either you are betraying him and you are bringing curses on yourself by supporting the Nigerian narrative, or you are helping to make sure that you give, you damn the consequences and face the reality of standing strong with Mazi and for Biafra. So,
Mazi Kelechi, what I will say here now is this: Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a big fish for these people to swallow. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is like a bone that the Nigerian government tried to swallow, and it is choking them inside. They don't know whether to swallow it or to vomit it. That is the situation right now as we speak.
Well, we shall do operation and remove the bone from their neck.
Yes, that's. I think that's where we're coming now, Pastor Livingstone. Now let's hear from your perspective. Now we need to. That bone has to come out of their neck because that bone cannot be broken. That bone cannot be swallowed. That bone is hanging, and of course we have to operate them. And the way we're going to operate them is that mouth that swallowed it must die, because once we bring out the bone
in a water way.
Yes. So we must exterminate that animal that swallowed that bone. Now that animal is Nigeria. So Pastor Livingstone, from your perspective, give us the whole concept of this war, especially economically, against the people based on what is happening right now?
So, you see, one is psychological. And when you look at it, when we talk, we are not inciting our people against our leaders. Neither do we look for a way to cause bloodshed. No, we are saying things that are for real and should be attended to. If in the north, money was taken to meet people in their houses, appealing to them to bring their own notes, take the new one, and be compensated, it means that the northern leaders were aware and were part of this arrangement to see to it that money is withdrawn from the bank to make it available to the people in this time of distress. So that will be able, they will be able to contain the problems they're facing, at least make it a little bit lighter, give them an ease of life. That shows the care and concern they have for their people. Now, when you look at the East, our political leaders had no such plans. They were not proactive. They don't have program for the people. They're basically there to make their money. So they don't care about the people. And because they are there to make their money, they did not make the proper arrangement that would have been of benefit to the people. By implication, it affected them negatively. And that was why you saw Joy Bokwe live in the social media complaining that he couldn't access this money. Because among the politicians from the Southeast that support Zoo, none of them agreed together as one that we are a people and were being maltreated. They were looking for their pockets. And since they were looking for their pockets, they were not together as one to look for their own pockets. And therefore, invariably, it affected them. That's one angle to it. Then another angle there is this. If he said under pressure, people can either yield or rebel. And I am seeing it. The intention of the government is to subdue them into yielding. Like somebody said here, that on that day, when it is time for election, they will bring out the money, then people will rush. Now, that comment he made, I tell you the truth, is telling us what he thinks in his mind. He's not speaking for the people, but it's an anticipation which runs in his own mind that if that day reaches and money is available, he wouldn't mind go out because of the money to vote to collect the money, and therefore sell his destiny to remain a slave forever. So when you answered him, you corrected him that there shall be no election in Biafra land. So such thoughts or ideas shouldn't even come up here because it runs contrary to the Biafran program and purpose. Are you following me? That's so right. In the alternative, while these wicked people are planning to psychologically deal with our people, let me give you a typical scenario. If you grab a girl, take her to a remote area by force and sleep with her several times, after a time, she gets used to you because she can't find rescue. She gives you children. And if you ask her, so that's where she says, her children are there, her loyalty will be there. That's a psychological warfare against the people in terms of food because it is in their stomach. But there's a way God turns things around. All things, that's what Abby said, work together for good to them that love God. In that plan to beat them down psychologically, rebellion will start that will consume them. And that is why this idea of Woto is a game changer that will be used to deal with them because we are being pushed to the extent where we have to react. And our reacting will bring about collateral damage. It will be unquantifiable. And then when you look at the array, when my brother was talking, that what he was thinking before, how formidable their army was, not is. We saw the other day their naval ship was sinking. God knows how to put holes into your army and bring you down because you're a mortal man. We saw how the helicopter was shot down. We saw how their helo vans were dealt with expeditiously. And so, Ammon and Moab ganged up with Manasseh to attack Judah in the heroines of Jehoshaphat. And as the people began to pray and worship God, God sent ambushments against these people. One, Moab and Ammon joined together and killed Manasseh. After killing them, they turned around and killed themselves. That is, Somalia will happen to them. As Onyendu said, if you don't allow Biafra go, what happened in Somalia will be child's play to what's going to happen in Nigeria. God will preserve his people, but in the preservation of God's people, we will still give them water, because we should be responsible of making sure not one single soul of them that entered into Biafra land goes back to tell the story. I don't know if you read the Punic Wars in those days when Rome destroyed Carthage. It was a total destruction. Anyway, this is history for old school. Prince, you read it now. I don't know whether I've read that kind of story. The Carthaginian Wars and the wars that when Rome fought Carthage destroyed the whole Carthage, destroyed the entire, so they don't exist again. And when you are dealing with such an enemy, because listen, I know I'm saying this thing, the whole world is hearing me. We don't advocate for violence. There is a conspiracy in the international community against us. Nnamdi Kanu was in UN, everywhere, hiring the best people, lobbyists, go out and reach out to the government, make known plain our problems to the whole world. Nobody listened. And so when we begin to react now, we are reacting in defense. And in reacting in defense, we should not just defend and stop at Enugu.
Right.
We wouldn't act and stop there. We should act and go beyond Benue, going to Kaduna and going to Fisher people in Katsina State, wherever they are located, and bring them to justice. That is the only way you can secure your periphery. Are you following me?
Right.
So, to deal with these people, because there is an economic strangulation. Abi said something which is true. We were reduced to 20 pounds. After using hunger as a legitimate weapon of war, they came to economic strangulation and were reduced to 20 pounds. It is the same 20,000 naira that is being given. And I hear somebody asking me, when are we going to start using Biafran money? You cannot use it until Biafra stands. It's established and declared as a nation. Then we'll start giving our money, so that the banks in Biafra will honor this money and keep them. Because you can't distribute it to the hands of people. It goes to the bank, you pay, and all those things, you get it easily for disbursements. But one thing is certain. One thing is very, very certain. The war that was fought in 1967 is different from the war that is going to be fought now. In 1967, the whole of Nigeria fought against Biafra. Basically, the Southeasterners. But in this war, it is the whole of Biafra, Oduduwa, Middle Belt, even within the Hausa Fulani enclave, fighting against the Fulanis.
Including my own country, Ghana, Reverence,
okay.
Fought after brokering the peace in a Buri, very close to eastern region here. During the heat of that war, Ghana themselves also indirectly supported Nigeria because of what the Britain, was telling them as well. So it was just.
So what we are doing is to bring to mind to Biafrans to recall, so that their anger against Nigeria will be glaring, because when they forget easily, then they can still play into the hands of these people who are manipulating them. But know of a certainty that your politicians have no plan for you, that the man who really has interest in you is Nnamdi Kanu. What he said is still being established up to today. And then talking of Fulani, I just want to make one comment. I want to make a correction. Look at my face. We are fighting for the liberation of our people. We are not going to tolerate any decision, comment that will come from any quarters that will in any way try to jeopardize, derail, or downplay the seriousness of the Biafran people to be liberated. Now, as I speak to you, there is no good man among the Fulanis. I don't care. All of them are there planning wickedly against us. They're carrying it out very well. And even Galadima that is talking, if Fulanis win, he'll be part of those that will enjoy the country and hold us to ransom. So if anybody comes on this social media to tell you there are some good Fulanis, or try to tell you that some Muslims who are good, comparing them with Christianity, the religion of peace, that is nonsense, arrant nonsense. We have suffered a lot in the hands of the Fulanis. And there is nothing good in them. They are evil, they are wicked, they are devilish, they are demonic. And therefore we have no dealings with them, at least not for now. Because the pain is so much, it's painful, it cut deep into our system. They have raped our women, they have killed our children, they have killed our men, they have burned down our houses, they are holding our leader to ransom. The condition which he was talking that they put him, I know it. That was how Jesus was beaten when they wanted to thrash him. It was a cold morning. They tied his hand on a stone that is on the ground that has a ring. They tie your hand to that ring so that you cannot bend. And they begin to whiplash you. Now that whip has 6 bones at an interval of 1 inch. And there are 39 of them. Whoever that uses to whip you is trained in beating somebody, torturing somebody. And so when they whipped the thing around Jesus, it was a cold night, a day, they removed his shirt. He was shivering. The thing will sink into his body and they'll pull it with force. It will lacerate his flesh. Whether it lands on his face, the Bible says his face was so mad that we could not recognize him. He was beaten into, Jesus was literally broken to pieces. He was shaking like this. I'm telling you the truth. You don't know what Nnamdi Kanu suffered. If people know it, you will see Obi as an enemy to Biafran people. You will see any man of God that is praying for Obi as an enemy to the Biafran people. And that is why I feel very, very bad. When I'm talking like this, please don't get me wrong. I'm angry, yeah. I'm a man of God, yeah. I don't like evil. They're killing my people. They're destroying them. And I can't sit down and keep quiet. And you tell me that I should go and face the ministry. When you are supporting P2B, you're also facing the ministry. You're supporting P2B that said shoot at sight and they killed our boys, send them in the Zoo River. P2B that will not speak concerning Nnamdi Kanu's dilemma. What is happening to Biafra? The reduction of Biafra financially. We don't have money. There's nobody to feed the people. You cannot take care of your father at home, your brother, your sister. Nobody, your friends. And you tell me you are voting for P2B. It is the foolishness of our people that make them forget so soon. That is why after all that Nnamdi Kanu has suffered, a politician, a clergyman comes saying, now let's forget about that. Let us go and vote P2B. This guy is suffering there. They dealt with him.
For our sake.
You are heartless, you are wicked, you're satanic, you're devilish. I don't care who you are, the ministry you run, you're ungodly. Please, I stop so far. I don't ventilate too much. Make I drink water, I vex.
Please, I want you to continue that narrative because it seems that people just forget this easily. And
I wanted to add something before now I take my views. I wanted to add something to what Pastor Livingston just said. I think it's important that our people understand that there is no good Fulani at all when it comes to Biafra. People need to know that there is something in Quran called, I think, Takia or something like that. Takia, something like that.
Yes.
Now, this is Takia. This is where the Muslims are given the divine authority, the divine peace of mind, the divine to deceive those they classify as infidels and lie to them and pretend and turn into green grass in green snake in green grass. Make them believe that there is good in them when it comes to, protecting others or thinking like human beings. But their intention is to draw that infidel for extinction. Okay, it's called Takia. They are authorized by their Quran to deceive and lie and pretend to those they classify as infidels in order to destroy them. It is written, it is there, it's called Takia. Our people need to become aware of that. We need to go and read the satanic verses written by Simon Rushdie. The satanic verses refers to all the satanic verses in Quran that will open your eyes. any religion that devises a means by which they classify infidels as subject to for destruction
No,
is
they almost
evil.
killed a man recently. They almost killed a man.
Yes,
because of that.
Yes.
They have been trying to kill him.
Yes.
Okay.
Over
He
years
remains
now.
in exile to date.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, just because he revealed the truth about the Quran and about Islam. Okay. So let us not play games with this brand of monsters on earth. And I want to appeal to all those who sometimes, I mean, I've had millions of calls. People saying, oh, you know, we agree with what you say, but please, please, please moderate the words you use to describe human beings. I'm saying, no, these are not human beings. When they are, and I'm saying, no, 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 no. If you ever try to minimize, if you ever try to moderate evil, you become evil yourself. And I'm trying to say to these people, and I'm saying, look, I'm still searching for proper adjectives because we don't have enough in the dictionary to actually describe who these people are. Because there is nothing good enough to really portray what these people are. Now, let me perhaps help in shedding some light so we begin to understand what is at play here. Let's go back to why God made us who we are and the purpose for which God has placed us as recreators. That is the only agents in this life that recreate out of what God had created. Because God did it deliberately, because it is only us. Even though we come through the same process, animals, insects, etc. come through, okay? We came through the same process and we all come empty-handed, but it is only in us that God gifted the power to recreate. God didn't make us to create. We are not creatives. We are recreatives. God wants us to use what he created to recreate out of those things, okay? And replenish and subdue the earth. That's why everybody comes in empty-handed. Everybody comes in naked because we did not create anything. We want to understand that. And that is also why you cannot see any animal in this world, any baby animal, turning down what its parents have put before them as food. You can't see any animal. You can't see a baby ape telling the mother, look, I don't like this particular thing you are, I need the other one. But you will see in mortal beings, you and I, even our 1 year old, even when they cannot speak, there are food you will bring to them and they'll push it away. They'll push it away until you bring that which they want to eat. That is the autonomy, that is the choice, that is free will given to mortal beings. Now, I need you to understand the level of evil in Katrina Lang, in British government, in Fulani. What they are doing, even with what this currency thing, is to remove that natural thing, those natural things God had given us, autonomy, choice. Look, if you don't understand this, or you wouldn't know why you got to go for these people. And I want people to understand, just like Pastor Livingston. That's why I love Pastor Livingston. Okay? Jesus Christ, Yeshua, supports you to defend yourself. That's why he allowed his disciples to carry weapons in self-defense. Okay? The only time Jesus Christ stopped Peter and said, put back that knife, it was because his time was up.
Exactly.
He knew that that wasn't the time to defend yourself.
Exactly.
Otherwise, he had allowed them to carry these weapons because you must protect this life. Okay? So let all this nonsense, you see, they told you every wrong thing about Yeshua so that you can become only meek and lowly. Christ wasn't only meek and lowly. Christ was the beacon of rebellism when it comes to rebellious acts, because all through his life, he rebelled against the authorities of his time. That's right. He continued, he matched them, what he followed, bumper to bumper. That was why they killed him in the end. So we need to understand these things. I can see my brother raising his hand. Perhaps he wants to give me information before I proceeded. Do you mind?
It's gone.
Yeah, you see, thank you so much. You see, takia, according to how they define it, somebody can just Google it. Takia, a sinful way for a divine intention.
Can you see?
Is deceitful. Is deceitful. That it is allowed. Do you know where they apply it?
But what if we say? What if we say is? What if we say it is a sin? It's a deceitful way towards achieving a flawed.
No, Mazi Kelechi. That's not the definition. If you go, it is. They justify it. They justify it. It's bad.
Based on their justification. Okay, based on their justification. Okay, all right.
Yes, based on their own justification, they say it is bad, but it is good in their own way.
Yes,
that is what they call it. And when you look, anybody that tells you that Islam is a religion of peace, tell the person to discuss. There are 5 hadiths in Islam. That is the interpretations of Islam. If you go to Quran as well, there is a portion that I always say on our platform. Is it Quran chapter 48 to 89? If you go there, where it says that Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. Those who follow him, will be, hard on unbelievers and compassionate one another.
That's right. Yeah, you're correct.
Now, who are the unbelievers? Take into cognizance the word must be hard. When somebody is hard, there is a way. There is a particular word I'm certain that they use there. If you check it, you will see it there. He said they must be hard on the other people, the unbelievers, and the compassionate to one another. Who are those unbelievers? It's you and I and any other person that does not believe in their principle.
Thank you, my brother.
They must be firm on you. So that is how it is. And they use that takia in order to they will use it where they are less in number. They know that they cannot do anything. They are incapacitated. What they will do is to apply takia. They will now relax. Once they begin to feel the feeling that they are okay to do something, then they will come up. That is the meaning of that takia. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for that valuable and invaluable information, because it's important that when we declare these things, that this is a hallowed platform. We are only here to say the truth. Okay, that is what we're here to do. Now, I wanted to, because we need to capture the level of evil in these people. And we need, because if we don't capture the level of evil in these people and what they're doing to you and I, we're not going to summon the level of energy and tenacity required to really do the needful. We won't. We will keep making excuses here and there, trying to even view them as human beings. These are not human beings. From the information, my brother.
Which means we need energy to actually do what we're supposed to do. And we need
the energy entails you really understanding how they hate you. Because if you're inside the jungle where you know that there are wild animals, you'll be on alert and you'll be ruthless. When dealing with a lion, if you have an opportunity, or a leopard, you have to be ruthless. You don't have to shrink in fear or assume to be nice. So, sorry, please, it's just to back you up. There was something you said so that you continue with what you were saying. You raised a very, very strong topic from the Bible. In Luke chapter 22, from verse 35, Jesus said, and he said unto them, when I sent you without purse, scrip, and shoes, did you lack anything? They said nothing. Then he said unto them, but now, any man that has a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that has no sword, S-W-O-R-D, or sword,
that's right.
Let him sell his garment and do what? Buy one. And buy one.
No, Pastor Livingston, before you go on, he said, sell your garments. Now, you can imagine how crucial it is.
How crucial I was going to say that. Thank you, sir. I like people who are one step ahead of me. If I want to say something, you say it. It confirms to me that I'm in the same frequency modulation with you. Now, he didn't tell you to sell your furniture. Clothes. Very important.
That covers your nakedness.
That covers your nakedness.
It is.
That is telling you, sell it and go and buy a sword, because with this clothes you'll be killed. But if you have a sword, you can defend yourself while naked and then put the clothes on later. It shows you how intrinsically important it is in defense of your life. Honor the Bible. I didn't write it. It's here. Everybody's reading it. It's in Luke 22. So the only way by which you can do what Prince is saying is that you must realize that you are in a very dangerous, hostile, evil, and demonic terrain. And so you should be on the alert. Anything that comes your harm's way, you have to deal with it expeditiously. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with us. And then you said Islam is not a religion of peace. Somebody said it in your platform here. That's nonsense. If you go back and look at the father of the 12 Arab princes, look, there are things which you don't delve into because it's too wonderful for you. If you don't know it, keep quiet. Because by saying you say yourself into trouble where the Lord God is, we are fighting for the Biafran struggle, the physical side. We also take note of the spiritual side because God is helping us in this battle. And we are going to kill all our enemies. You hear me? Ishmael is the father of the 12 Arab princes. And when his mother was driven away from Abraham, in the distance where it's about dying, God appeared to the mother and said, your son shall be a wild man. His hand shall be against everybody. And everybody's hand shall be against him. He shall stay in the midst of his brethren. That was what God said concerning Islam. Are you following me? So they are only fulfilling the scripture that has been said about them from the beginning.
That's right.
And so when somebody comes to tell you that Islam is a religion of peace and you are buying it, be careful. You might be the loophole by which Islam might penetrate your people. You don't have any dealings with them. They are evil, they are wicked, they are demonic and devilish.
Correct.
Thank you, please.
Thank you so much. You see, this is why I love Biafrans. Biafrans are insightful. Biafrans can break these things down because you see, the God we serve is not a God of confusion. It's a God of clarity. Now, Pastor Livingston, do you know the reason why Christ said, sell your clothes and go and get a sword? It is because, let me tell you why. Because Christ in the scripture made it clear that the heart of man is profoundly deceitful and wicked.
Full of evil.
Desperately wicked.
Desperately wicked.
Not just wicked, desperately.
It is desperately wicked. So Christ saw that. That was why he says, go and equip yourself. And Christ did not say, Christ did not say, equip yourself and go on the offensive. No. Christ is saying, equip yourself so when they come at you, you use the sword. You use the sword, and I will be with you to defeat them.
That's right. That's right.
And pierce their hearts with the sword.
That's right.
Yeah. That's their wicked heart.
Now, Pastor Livingston even trying to bring it closer and say, look, when you are in the bush and you see a lion, you don't go negotiating. You know that you have to defend and fight for your life.
Definitely.
Now, but I want Pastor Livingston to know that the people that we are dealing with are worse than lions.
Lions.
Let me tell you. No, because you see, if we don't capture these things, we'll be looking at these people as human beings. From the much God has revealed to me, not everybody is a human being. People need to understand it. Okay?
Yes.
That's right. We are born. Look, we are simply mortal beings. I want people to know this. I'm being very honest with you. We are all mortal beings. Mortal beings have got two components, the being and the human. The being is a given. The being is our standard state, which is below animals. I need you to understand it. That is why even animals are wiser. Okay? They are wiser than a being. I'm not joking. The human side, which is our spiritual side, needs activation. And it needs to be properly nurtured before you can call yourself a human being. I can guarantee to you that Katrina Lang and the British government, Fulani, they are still in the being stage. They are not human. No, they are not. Their human side is not developed. Every human being understands that there is a creator. Every human being knows that they are meant to be recreators. Every human being know that they are autonomous. They are with what we call uniqueness. Each person has a unique something in them to contribute. Every human being understands that. Every human being understands that there is nothing called resources in this world other than human beings. Okay? Because even the crude oil they are killing people for, it is human beings that gave it a name, gave it a meaning, and gave it value. Even the money that we are talking about, it is human beings that crafted it from wood, from the tree, from the cotton, from the linen. Without human beings, these things have no meaning. So every human being understands the value put in the mortal beings, that without mortal beings, nothing has a meaning, nothing has a name, nothing has a value. Now, let me tell you why you must know that these people are liars and they are from the pits of hell. It is Katrina Lang and his English language, English literature that told you, because they are liars. A liar will always contradict themselves. It is them that told you that it is foolish and stupid to actually prefer golden eggs to the geese that laid them. That's what they tell us. That's what we are led to believe, that you cannot kill the geese because of its golden eggs. But look at the contradiction and look at their foolishness and look at their lies now. These people did not realize that it is mortal beings that gave rise to money, that it is mortal beings that gave rise to politics, that is mortal beings that gave rise to science, academia, to money, to all the things that they are killing mortal beings for today. They forget that it was mortal beings that gave names to these things they value today. These things that they are killing one another for. These things they never brought into this world, and these things they can never take out of this world. And I've asked Katrina Lang to go and ask the Queen all the secret evil alliances she formed and she belonged to. All the stolen wealth she stole, all the diamonds and all the rest, all the ammunition, all the guards she had. How many of them followed her out of this world? They all rejected her. They all abandoned her. They all sent her out totally alone, lonely and empty-handed. What will it take for these people to understand? And that's why Biafra must come. Because we are coming to bring the light that will save these people. They are in darkness, that we must defend ourselves. First of all, protect ourselves and make sure that they never succeed, because God is on our side. I thank you.
Pastor Kelechi, Abi Tombi is there. I hope we've not forgotten the only lady in our midst here. So we'll call attention to it. Yes, as we talk, we don't really get her to the background.
Yes. But Maxwell wanted to say, it seems you wanted to say something, Maxwell. Just say it briefly, and then let's hear from her. I think
it could be because we are not seeing her.
You see, the fact is this. The modus of how this Fulani people work, just like my elder brother had just said, when they come to a community of about, let's say, 20,000, and they are only 100, they will not make any impact. You know what they will do? They will be very, very loyal to the people that are originally on that place. And this one, they call them Bororos, the Bororos Fulani, that is house Fulanis. Then these people will stay with you and begin to multiply and begin to multiply. Then they will now encourage their armed wing, because their intention is not to come and dwell and live peacefully with you. They are coming to take that land that you are occupying. Conquest, that is what is in their mind. Conquest. And once they conquer you, everything that is within that area is proceed of war, jihad to them. It's a proceed of jihad. Your wives, your children, your beautiful daughters, the resources on the ground, whatever you own belongs to them. And that is what they have done to the Hausa people in the north.
Very well.
That's what they have done to them. So when you allow them to come in, they will be very, very obedient, and they will now operate with what that thing we call, what my brother said here, takia. They will use that takia to deceive you as if they are obedient, but they are not obedient to you. As if they are helping you, they can even give you anything, even begin to buy your own brothers and sisters. They will begin to tune their mind against you. This is why these people are dangerous. That is why anybody that told you that, oh, we have good Fulanis, I said, no. If you, if you are cutting a sticks of wood for the person that is throwing that stick, both of you are doing the same thing. Because if you did not cut the sticks for him, that person won't throw it. So that is how it is. These people, they are using them as catalysts to enter into your play, because already they know you in and out. This is how they operate.
And Mazin Namdekanu said, the moment the Nigerian people begin to praise you, you are going astray in life.
Yeah.
So once you begin to find comfort, commendation among the Fulanis, the Biafran spirit is leaving you. You are not operating in the flow.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Thank you, sir.
And you know something. You see, this particular context of strategy of Takia is being implemented or exceeded through what is called social revolution. That is where those Bororo, what do you call them? That's their gift. They come in your midst and they play to the gallery. Let me put it that way. They operate humbly. You recruit them as your guard. You bring them in. They can stay there for years, building the ground for those ones who are going to be coming to deal with you. And that's what I've been playing on in Nigeria all this while. They come in, they go to the communities, they join in the community, they tell you, they go around, sewing your shoes and cutting your nails, doing everything for you. You see them as humble. Oh, this is my Fulani friend. Oh, you speak Hausa. They say you speak Hausa.
Mazi Kelechi, sorry. You remember when Mazi Namdekanu formed ESN newly? Yeah. You remember what some part of Enugu State did when they chased them out of that forest? The videos are there for us to see. They went back, they received them, they brought them in, they were sharing colanos with them. Oh, they can come back, we don't have no problem here.
Yes.
And they give us fura de nunu. Yes. You know fura de nunu? That mixture of millet. They mix it and they give you milk. They mix it, they give you. That is what they give you. And you think that they love you. They don't love you. Once you allow them settle, their arm wing is going to come. And once their arm wing comes, all of them will move away and they will do whatever they want to do. It has been happening, but our people has failed to understand the modus operandi of attack of these people. Wherever they are, when their militias are coming, they will not be there. They will move away.
Let's hear from the lady.
They act like catalysts. Thank you, sir.
Let's hear from
Before women rebel against you in Biafra, if women should rise against you, be in trouble. I'm warning you. You better bring her out.
Yes. Go on, please. We are very sorry.
Okay. All right.
It's because we're not seeing her. That's why.
Thank you, everyone.
No, I didn't speak
Listening
with you.
We are
to.
seeing her with us.
Oh,
Please,
it's very
I didn't.
inspiring.
Don't share
Thank
that. You're saying on your own,
This
please. You're saying your own. I didn't say so. I didn't say we didn't share. Please go on, Abby.
Okay.
Yeah, before I think you're muted. Abby, you're muted.
No,
You're
she
talking.
didn't. No, she's not muted.
Before you go on, please. Yeah, she was actually talking, but it's muted. And before you go on, please, please.
There's one aspect.
Yeah,
yeah,
Abby, please calm down, please. Just just hold on for 1 minute. Let me talk to the people. Now, you might have a question in your heart, or you want to make a contribution or something you want to talk about. You are free to call in with the number +212 707 898 194 +212 707 898 194 +212 707 898 194. You can call him. Please, I'm sorry for cutting you there. Please go on, Abby.
Okay. I want people, and you know, in addition to all that has been said, for our people to understand that these Fulanis that they think are uneducated, that they call cow Fulanis, very strategic, very, very strategic. When you look at what's done, is to get land and marry our women through money, throwing money around. This same money that they are using as a weapon right now. Through money, they give money to, say, maybe the brothers of the girl. They buy their favor. They give to the girl plenty of money, and you see our girls falling for these people. In spite of the fact that these people are uncircumcised, these people are killing our people, they are blind to it. And that's why no matter what you say, you still find some Biafrans that don't think that these people are evil. No amount of raping, no amount of killing touches these Biafrans, because they have gone into bed with these people. So part of the strategy that they have used to cage our people is to marry our ladies. And it's part of the plan that they gave to them. When you go there, find a way, as you settle, marry them, give them money, whatever they need. And when they have children for you, there's nothing they can do again. They become like you. And you see some of the ladies changing their dressing. I mean, right in the South. I'm not talking about those that even live in the northern part of the country. They're right in the South. They change their dressing, they change their names, they said they have changed their religion also because they have plenty of money. Our people need to be wise that these people we are contending against is beyond the physical. They need to understand that these people have a plan, and the plan that they have is not for their good. Is not for their good, is beyond the physical, because when they settle that, they have an aim, and that aim is what Usman Danfodio have said to them, that Quran must be dipped right in brass, Atlantic Ocean. The Quran must get there through whatever means that they are able to get the people, whether through marriage, through giving money to people, or any other means, or by force. They should be able to get that the land belongs to them. And so we are not dealing with, just like every speaker here have said, there is no good Fulani. Mazi Simon have said it over and over. No matter who comes and say, oh, he's a human rights activist and he's a Fulani, is a lie. There is no truthful human rights activist that is a Fulani, because before long, they will all come together. They all have an agenda. There is an agenda, and they are all playing that card. Everybody is playing it differently, depending on whatever role you're asked to play. And so whether the ones that pretend to be activists, the ones that pretend to be good, the ones that pretend, to marry, the ones that pretend to say, okay, they are settling in the midst of the people, they are so good, they build houses, they build school, they do some good things. I mean, it's part of the game. Just give out sraka, give out things to people so that they will love you. It's part of the game. And before long, they'll bite like a serpent. And so our people should open their eyes and know that these people, they are out, they want to possess our land, and we must resist them. We must resist them, because the only restraining force that is still existing in this contraction are the Biafrans. The only reason why all of these contractions have not been taken over by these people are the Biafrans. And thank God for our leader, for ESN, because that is the only restraining force. And that's why, in spite of all that is happening in the north, in spite of all that is happening in Zamfara, in spite of all the havoc that Boko Haram is committing in Kaduna State, in Daura, Katsina, no matter what is happening there, you don't see the military there. You don't see all of the armored tanks there. You don't see them doing anything. They are not confronting the Boko Haram people and the rest of them, the nine jihadist terrorists that we have. They are not confronting them. They don't have a problem with them, because all of these people, they are serving the same purpose. They are all together. But the only restraining force they have is the ESN. All they have that they have to battle, and that's why they keep sending tanks, armored tanks upon armored tanks. They keep sending military, and recently we also saw that they got external mercenaries to come into the country. These ones are not coming to fight Boko Haram. No, they are sending them to the southeast. They are sending them to the west just to come and quench the people. And so we need to open our eyes and rise up and say, no, this will not happen. And that's why we must listen. And that's why we must ensure, like the fundraising that will come up today, that's the only way to support ESN, because ESN is our last, they are the last line that we have, defending us with their lives, defending us with everything. And we must give all the support, and we make instruction. When Mazi Simon gives instruction, we should take that instruction, because that is the one that the anointed leadership
That's right.
Direction is resting on now. It's not just by himself, but that is the direction that Biafra should go now. And we must list instructions step by step. As now, to fight to live, for us to be exterminated, for us to continue to survive, is just to listen and take this instruction. Because the people that we're fighting, we're not, sometimes they just make it, oh, some of the Fulani, we must understand that all the indigenous people are under the same, they are under a spell. And that's why you can see, like in the Benue axis, like in the Kogi axis, you begin to wonder, what exactly are the indigenous people they're doing? What are the thieves doing? We know them to be warlike people before now. What are the Domas doing? What are the Galas? What exactly are they doing at this time? What are they doing? You begin to wonder. These people were people that defended their lands, houses. What exactly are they doing? You can hardly identify the houses today. You can hardly, because they've subjugated them. They have brought them to the level that they cannot even rise up again. And the same thing they want to do. What they did in a lorry is what they want to do And that's why we say no to any of these things.
No.
So we must understand our enemies and understand the strategies that they are using. And for our women not to give themselves and say it doesn't matter, and you just marry them. You are not just marrying them. You are polluting your bloodline. You are polluting your bloodline. That's what you're doing.
I'm telling
Is
you.
the bloodline that you are polluting. So you must understand that it's something you are destroying the bloodline.
Hold on,
You are destroying the bloodline by allowing these people to marry you, and then you are having children. You're having children with them. You have destroyed the whole lineage. You have destroyed it with this blood of these people from Futajalon and the Sahel that are not. They are not one of us. They are uncircumcised. They are evil, and that's why you see a whole lot of evil happening in our land.
Thank
You
you
see
so much,
things
Abby. Please, before we go further, let's just hear what this caller have to say. I know Prince Ezen wants to say something, Maxwell too, and of course Pastor Livingstone. Before I ask the question I'm going to ask, we're going to react to what she has said based on the things that come to our mind. Please, you can go on. You're live on the program, live and direct, and speak to our guest and to everyone. Yeah, are you there, please? You can go on live and direct on Biafra Global Network. You can go on, please. We can hear you. Are you there?
Hello?
Yes, please. You are welcome. You're live and direct. Go on.
Yes, Noelin from Birmingham, from UK.
Oh, Noelin from UK. Okay, good to have you. Please, you go on with your nerve.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the second purpose this money issue is rising more, or the issue why they did this is to affect ESN. If you look at what they did, they went and supply money in the people that is in the Boko Haram, or the terrorists of the north. But in the east, they make sure that even the banks have no money. So how is the people in the bush going to get money if the people in town does not even have the money? So I think the main purpose is that they are trying to disband ESN in the sense that they won't have money to survive. They won't have anything to live on. But they've already supplied the money to the terrorists in the north.
Okay.
The other one I was asking,
all right,
is there no focus? Well, that's my own thinking. Of the Easterners or the Biafrans, well, it's going to affect because they're going to take the money to the bank anyway. I was thinking of them continue using the old money, like within themselves, because they still need to survive.
Okay. Just you're asking, is there no way they can keep using the old money within themselves, buy, sell, use it as a means of exchanging within themselves, in spite of the fact that they don't
They need to buy within themselves if they can't get the new one. If not, all of them will, God forbid, if they don't release the money, what will they do? You have old money with you, and the other person has old things to sell, but he won't accept it from you. I don't know how it's going to work anyway. But let's continue to hope that God will intervene.
Okay, thank you so much, Noelin. Let's Prince, you want to say something about that?
I mean, this lady has made such a valid point, very powerful.
Very.
It is obvious that in their consideration, ESN was part of what they were thinking as a way to disable ESN.
Yes.
And just like we have said, there are things we can do. In fact, this is the pure declaration of war, proper war, because we can't wait for anybody to do what they did in 1967 to 70. If it means storming Abuja and storming CBN and whatever it takes, that has to happen. I mean, there is just these banks must be forced to release the money. And like she said, we can devise other means of buying and selling amongst ourselves. But must we have banks? Aren't banks human beings? Couldn't we devise other means of surviving? We are human beings, so we can trade by barter. There are many other ways, because God made us to be recreatives. That means we can recreate things, and through ideas we can begin to do things that people never imagined could be done. We are Biafrans, by the way. So these people can't hold us to ransom. This is the time to begin to think through what we can do. So I think she made a proper, valid point, because no matter how much we raise, if we are depending on this new currency, it is obvious that it will be impossible for us to actually do it. Because if you go to change it in black market, they'll say they don't have enough money. If you take it into the bank, they lock it in and it's no longer your money.
Yes.
So that is a strategy we should be all clear about, and then begin to devise other means of navigating this. God gave us the power to do so, and I'm sure God is gonna do it. Now,
yes, I think it's okay. Before you go on, I think it's a critical point. Before you go on the next narrative, the fact here is this: because even when Biafra comes, you can actually exchange your currency, whether the old one or the new one, to Biafra currency. So it is very easy for the meantime, buy within yourselves and sell within yourselves with that same currency you have, the old one, and then just keep exchanging it until when Biafra comes, you go to the Biafra bank and you get the Biafra currency. We don't need a Nigeria. We're not going to continue with Nigeria.
No, Kelechi, that strategy is not only directed to stifle funds for ESN. If you look at, there was a picture where they showed bundles of 1,000 naira notes, estimated to be 5 billion, that has gummed together as a result of non-usage over a long period of time and is to be wasted. All these monies were there and people were suffering. Now, these are the intentions. If it is intended to reduce, now listen to me, I don't care about Tinubu, Obi, or Atiku, but I'm just trying to make a kind of analysis. If it was to reduce Tinubu financially, it's an intention to break him down, because Tinubu has a lot of stolen money which is willing to spend anyhow. Now, if it is also intended to reduce Obi financially, that's a program on the ground. Remember, the people that have this money now are those in the north, where Atiku comes from. That means there's availability of resources for Atiku to function, regardless of the fact that it's of PDP and Buhari is of APC. The point is, they have their religious and not agenda in hand, their Fulani agenda in hand. I think it's a Fulani man. So that of the ESN is also part of it. And not just ESN, also those in the southern regions. Now, there could be an alternative. Prince has suggested. That's why I blame my political leaders. Either they are in conspiracy to this thing, or they are plain stupid and don't want to listen. Why don't Oduduwa and Biafra gather together and say, okay, no more. You said we don't need this naira right now. We are going to print our own money. If the governors of these states gather, say, we are printing our own money, all the politicians. Oduduwa money, Biafran money. And bring your money, we exchange it with Biafran notes, and then destroy that nonsense.
You know that these politicians are part of the Fulani.
Exactly. That is why God will punish all of them. They will not go free. They will suffer the consequence of their wickedness to hold their people to ransom when it was in their power to release them. That is one thing which they should have it in mind. And it makes me feel bad that these men have wives. They have grown-up sons and daughters who have seen what their fathers are doing and cannot call them to order. They can't
suffer like their parents.
And then on the moral aspect, don't be made reference to our girls. I'm very grateful that it is now a woman that is talking. It's not us that said, because the girls will say, you don't understand. It's because you're in America. You don't know what we are saying. Go and be giving yourself to the Hausa Fulani man. After sleeping with you, you give rise to give birth to Janjaweeds that will turn around and begin to kill your people. If you cannot control yourself. Because it is a taboo. It's a taboo for a Muslim to marry a Christian. If you are a Muslim girl and you want to marry a Christian,
please hold on. I'll call you in soon. I'll call you in shortly. Just one moment. Let Pastor Livingston round off. So Pastor,
no. Let the person go. It will be here already. Right. So let them go.
You're live and direct on the program. It seems where you are is noisy. Please try to get a secure place. You are live, so please go on with your submission.
Okay. Good evening.
Yes, you're welcome.
I'm said
Okay,
said
Seth.
by name.
Oh,
So
okay,
I'm the one who comment
yes, yes.
In the comment section that said that these people on that very election day that they are going to bring us that money.
Yes.
I'm just that is just my own thinking of part of what the Nigerian government are also planning for us, because there is somebody who will make also statement about doing this against for ESN. I also know about that, but I don't want to make that a statement about ESN, you understand? So that there will not be any point on doing this thing, because they will use this thing in every angle, you understand, to bring us down. You get the point. But because why I make that statement is that on that very day of election, they will see that everybody are frustrated. Everybody needs that money. You get the point. Even me myself talking, I am even also suffering for it, but I don't want to say, because as I'm talking to you, all I need is my Biafra. That is what I need. You get the point. Because we won't suffer to get what we want. And when you refuse to suffer, it will be difficult for us. You understand? So, but I'm just reminding those things, so that when the time comes, so that people will understand that this thing is something that we have to pass through. You get the point? So, for me, no matter what they do, no matter where they are coming from, all we just need is our Biafran. You get the point? So, I thank you guys for enlightening us, and especially me, I love this program. I always come here to listen, because I learn a lot from this program. I learned a lot, so much. So thank you.
And just like Noelin called initially, the truth about it is that no matter what they do with the cash issue, it can never stop ESN. So everybody should get that.
Can you please read that? Can you please read that? Somebody wrote something. He said Fulanis who spearhead
Peter
Obi's campaign in 6 northeast states have all defected to the PDP en masse. They have deserted P2B, and this is only the beginning. That is that money, that thing they are doing.
We will even take the guns and bullets from them to defeat them. So God will always stand for us.
Yes. Thank you so much, Seth, for your contribution and for your words. Thank you so much. Good to have you. And just go on and we'll continue. So Pastor Livingston, okay, Prince, you want to say something about that?
Please. I want to remind Biafrans and Oduduwas that the scripture has always told us something for us to work with. We need to know that we are recreatives, and when 2 or more are gathered, for Christ's sake, there are more than 2 or 3 in Biafra and Oduduwa. Look, so long as our hearts are pure, we are going to navigate this nonsense. Watch what God will do. As far as we are ready to work 2 or more, all right, we're going to come out of this. There are a few things I wanted to add because they are too important to me. I'm not sure if they will be for you. One is just to plug into what my sister Abi Tombe said. I want every Biafran, every so-called Nigerian that have been deceived by the Fulanis, to understand that the Fulanis operate as poultry owners in your land. They see you as chickens. They feed you, and you think they love you. They're only feeding you so as to kill you when you are ripe. I need you to understand that analogy so you don't miss the point. Every kindness they are showing you is the same thing that the poultry owner shows to its chicken, just to make sure they develop and have some meat in them before they are killed. View a Fulani in that way and refuse to be a chicken. I want you to note that part first. Secondly, I need everybody to understand, because understanding is everything. If you haven't understood something, you can't deal with it. And if you don't know who is holding you, you might be fighting the other person who is saying, I'm going to hold you, I'm going to hold you. But the person that is holding you is quiet. You don't even know that they're the ones holding you. I want everybody to know that there is a reason why Katrina Lang is acting the way she does in Nigeria. I want people to know that Nigeria belongs to the British. They know it. Okay? They gave you that name just like an owner of a dog will give it a name. And once that dog begins to answer it, the dog is comfortable with it. The dog will continuously answer. But Nigeria is simply, I want to repeat this point because I said it yesterday. Nigeria is simply a British enterprise limited. That is it's a company. Okay? That means you must be qualified. You must adhere to the job descriptions for working in British Enterprise Limited. You must be approved by Britain. That is why all of your so-called leaders go to Chatham House to declare their intentions. Exactly. And before I finish on this point, I want everybody to know that there is a deal between Atiku and Buhari. There is a deal. That was why Atiku and that's why this man called Peter Obi is the worst evil upon us. Peter Obi and Atiku won that election in 2019. They knew it. But there was a deal that after Buhari will come Atiku to finish off this point. Okay? And that is the deal you're seeing now. You can see how it is panning out.
That's right.
Peter Obi himself knows it because let me tell you, when you hear Peter Obi say that Atiku is a good man, when you hear Peter Obi say Atiku is my boss,
that's the sign.
Peter Obi is saying to Atiku, don't forget the deal, don't forget my post in your government.
That's it.
Okay? I'm only playing my role because I have to play this role in order to deceive Biafra. Okay? So that is why everything said about Atiku, even the PVS or whatever vehicles he was using when he was in government, Peter Obi has not come out to criticize or say that that was wrong. Because Atiku holds all Peter Obi's secret. And Atiku had promised to be a huge part of his government when he gets there.
Yes.
So people need to, these are very transparent stuff. People need to understand. So I want everybody to know from today that because you're dealing with British Enterprise Limited, both your pastors, except people like, in fact, somebody like Pastor Livingston is a rebel as far as British government is concerned because he's not adhering to the instructions and he's not working within the job description of pastors in Nigeria. So people need to know that the military, the law enforcement agencies, they are all occupying forces working for British Enterprise Limited. They are not for you. It doesn't matter if they are your brothers and sisters. They are working for British Enterprise Limited called Nigeria. Your politicians, your religious leaders, all these people, your imams, every Fulani is working for this enterprise. Okay? That is why they will tell you they are Christians in Britain, but they are prepared to kill you as a Christian as far as Fulani continues to represent their and protect their national so-called interests. So people need to understand how these things are organized, because without this understanding, you will continue to behave like a happy and smiling slave, a conditioned and fixated slave. All these things, you become mentally sick without knowing it. You just play along because you fail to understand the situation you are in. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me just ask this one more question because of the time, and I want us to wade in to this question from our perspective. Now, we know that we are in a situation of war, and we're looking at all sides of the war. Everything we have discussed here gives a definition of the war we are in. Now, of course, it's going to be ladies first. Abitombi, as soon as she's through from the inspiration we draw from her and other things, we can now wade in our own, give our own contributions, and then we round off for the day. Now, this question particularly is concerning the fact that we have this so much betrayal against Mazi Nnamdi because people have embraced the war. I mean, embraced election. And the side, I want us to give the people the picture, a mental graphic picture. You know, I call it mental graphic because it's going to paint something to them mentally, and then give them in their mind's eye, you know, the information they need to have. The kind of situation that Mazi Nnamdi have been in since June 2021 until now. Let's give an impression, a summary impression. You know, that the people should understand what they are doing to this person, like they're doing to Christ, like, you know, those who have not given their lives to Christ are doing to Christ. What these people are doing to this man by holding on and embracing election in any kind of capacity or any kind of way. Abitomi, can you give us a picture of the kind of wickedness, you know, that people are actually expressing towards Mazi Nnamdi, especially Biafrans?
Thank you very much, Mazi Kelechi again. You know, dear brother Maxwell gave an overview, tried to describe what our leader passed through and what currently the pain, the torture that he is currently passing through. You know, to think of it, that he is almost there for 2 years. They described very small, tiny bed, probably with no foam, no pillow. And we get report that he is not being fed. They deny him of medication. They deny him of food. Whenever they like, they give what they want to him. So he is not feeding well. And in all of this, he has held on to Biafra because he said it's Biafra or nothing. And to think that people would, after Mazi Nnamdi has said, I will not betray you, except you will do that. And he has stood no matter what he's being offered, because they have made offers to him. What people are dying for has been offered to him. Oil wells, money, and anything you can think of, position. And he said, no. What God have called me for is to get Biafra, and it is Biafra. And I'm ready to sacrifice anything for Biafra. And he has stood on his words for almost 2 years. After all the initial torture that he received, and God saved his life and restored him back, he has stood on his words. Even when everyone around him seemed to have betrayed him, including the lawyer that goes to see him, Ejiofor. And that's part of the Fulani strategy. What Ejiofor has been doing or was doing is part of, you know, we talked about the Fulani strategies, and it is multifaceted. So one of the strategy that the Fulani now decided to use was to use the lawyer to calm Biafrans and to let them know there's no problem. Calm down, he's fine, he's in high spirit, he is fine. He says, everybody, Umuchineke, just calm down. Everybody stay calm, be peaceful, be law-abiding, was part of the strategy. But meanwhile, the man has stood still. And he recently sent out words to say, yes, though where I am is very, very tough. It isn't a convenient place, not a comfortable place, but I have remained tougher. And I want you Biafrans to remain tough. So it's so much of betrayal for Biafrans that once sang Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, 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 all hail Biafra. And they are wearing beret, they are carrying flag, including some persons that he trusted and handed over leadership to take care of the flock, take care of the sheep, take care of the people, those ones also turned their backs against him and betrayed him. For this same chicken, this same money that the Fulanis are throwing around, the Fulanis use that as a strategy to also throw this same money that they are starving our people. They are starving them off. They threw that money to them and they betrayed him. But he has not changed his position. He has not changed his mind. And every true Biafran at this time should stand tall and stand tough and remain tough, remain resolute, remain consistent for what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have told us. Because we have also seen that all the prophecies, everything he said, they have come to pass. And one of the last things he said, after all these things, Biafra will come. And that's the consolation. Biafra would come. And not in a distant time. Biafra is coming in this 2023. So Biafrans all over the world and lovers of freedom, including our brothers and sisters in Oduduwa Nation, for them to see how resolute our leader Mazi Nnamdi been, and to stand shoulder to shoulder and to say this election, there will be no election. I listened to one of the callers that spoke, and he said the Fulanis will come and throw money, or maybe politicians, they will come and throw money during election. There won't even be election in our territory. We will not allow election in our territory. So the opportunity of throwing this money will not be there. It wouldn't be there. Yes. It wouldn't be there. And so we're going to stand by our leader. It doesn't matter who has decided to betray, who has decided to turn their backs, but I can see that most of the people, I saw one by one of the so-called, one of the expelled leaders of IPOB, tweeting against sit at home. Mohammed Abbas tweeted, and he tweeted and copied this land, copied the UK government, copied the US, copied all these people, that they should ignore the call for sit at home. What height of betrayal? But you know, they don't, they're consequential in the matter right now. They don't speak, the people don't listen to them. They don't make the decision. The people of Biafra have decided to stand on the path of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that said there will be no election. And that's where we stand. We stand with Simon Ekpa to say there will be no election. Whoever have decided to betray, those ones will fall apart, because he told us that there are mountains, that there are so many mountains and hurdles, you know, and they are part of it. So these people that are betraying him, they are part of it. They have fallen by the wayside. And as they fall by the wayside, we continue. The ones that have decided to stand on the path of truth, that have decided to be resolute and stand by our leader and stand with Master Simon Ekpa, we are many. And that's the truth. We are the majority. Those that are betraying, they are the minority, and they don't count anymore. And so we decide what happens in the land. And what we have decided is there will be no election. And our leader will come out. He will come out hale and hearty, come out to meet more than 100 men that he requested for, because the men are more than 1,000 right now that are standing on the path of truth. And he will come to meet these ones, educated, not illiterate, educated people of all profession that will stand with him to ensure that this Biafra is built from the scratch to become that nation that he has declared, the picture that God gave to him, that Biafra will become, and Biafra will be that. Thank you very much. Thank you, great Biafrans everywhere.
Well spoken. Well spoken. Wonderful.
Yeah, someone else can take it up from there. Let's just flow. And then we run.
Can I?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. Can I?
Yes, please, you can.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. My sister, you have just, you've spoken so well. Thank you for that. I was going to actually, this in the spirit, it's like I'm being told that it seems that the Fulanese are more obedient to Nnamdi Kanu's prophecies than, no, that's what is actually coming to my mind.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, let me tell you, it seems to me that the reason why they haven't touched to kill him now is because they have seen all his prophecies come through, and they are reminded that if they want Biafra to come now, they kill him. Because Nnamdi Kanu said, if you killed me, Biafra will come quicker. Correct. And if you delay Biafra, if you refuse to give us Biafra, then Nigeria will be worse than Somalia. Fulanis are hearing that. Fulanis can see it. So
this
actually,
is between the devil and the deep blue sea.
I'm telling you. So let me tell you what in my spirit is. Do you know that the Fulanis are hearing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more than these Efulefu, these saboteurs? But I want to give them some hope right now. I am telling you what will come upon Nigeria and these saboteurs will be worse if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not here. Because I want them to know that the people that are behind Mazi Simon Ekpa, if they make the mistake of not seeking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I tell you, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I see might be more lenient to these saboteurs. And it seems to me that the only person that has captured it is Soludo. Soludo is the only person who has captured the truth that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might be more lenient. So can I ask all the saboteurs from the so-called Ejiofor to, is it Chinasa or whatever is answering, to all of them, to now know that the best thing for them is to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out today, tomorrow, very quickly. And all these so-called Eastern governors, whoever they are, the best thing for them now is to do whatever it takes to guarantee the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu immediately. Because I tell you something, the other side of the coin will be ruthless to them. That is all I'm going to end with. And I thank you very much for today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, please.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much. We have spoken so well. And I am so proud to be in the midst of these, great men and our beautiful sister. No, I have not seen her face before. We have spoken at length, and we've spoke the mind of most of our people, apart from the expelled ones that are making noise here and there. You see, what are we going to do? The only thing I would tell our people now is this: there is nothing much we can do other than to hold on to what we have, what we are standing on today. I believe in spiritual things, and I believe in God, and the mercy of God in me is the only thing that I am proud of today. Because you can imagine me, 48 years of age, who took part in 5 different wars, and I survived them all. And there was no one that lasted less than 2 years. And I was faced with battle all the time. It shows how combatant and someone can be. And apart from that, foreign causes that I have took part, 3 of them as well. You see, we don't lack people. There are veterans like me that are all over there that are just waiting. We don't lack people. We can do this if it is inevitable. I tell you, we can do it if it is inevitable. And the average Igbo man, and forgive me if this is targeted at you people that are in the US, an average Igbo man cannot look for umbrella or shade until he is drenched by rainfall. It is after drenched that he will now be looking for where, oh, I thought that this rain will not follow. Oh, I thought that this rain will not follow. But it looked like something that will not fall. But that time, he is drenched. And once he's drenched, he will be looking for way out. That is it. If you listen to Mazen Namdekan, he said all these things.
That's right.
I want to tell our people, I don't know whether I'm still there.
Yes, you are right.
Hello?
Here. You're right.
You're with us.
You're with us.
You're still here. We can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sir. I want to speak to our people. There are certain things our people would do in the United States. You have senators. I do not know how difficult it is because I've not been there before. That is the only place that I've never been to. You have representatives. You have your congressmen or senators. Is there anything that you people can do over there to pressure them, just like the wife of Sowore, pressured her senator in Texas that stood up and began to fight for Sowore? Is there anything our people over there can do for us? Because once these people speak, they have good heart, like Mazen Namdekan say. They are not like black people. Irrespective of how demonic or bad they are in the past, they have that conscience in them that will tell them, no, this thing that you are doing is not good. And it takes people to make them believe that. I'm begging all of you, I'm begging on all of you that are over there. Try as much as you can. There is nothing. If you try, it didn't work, no problem. We will continue with what we are doing. A cow that has no tail, it is only God that is going to drive fowls in his annals. So right. That is the only thing I have to say. And I would like to use this opportunity to tell Biafrans, hold on, Dede. I have to tell Biafrans in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, please, no matter how difficult, no matter how tight, no matter how horrible life might be, please hold on to God and things will be better. All I pray for is a better country. A better country that is Biafra. And that is what we are going to get. Thank you so much, my great people, for having me. And I'm proud to tell you people that I have Igbo blood, the old Indigo of Harandibo that is running in me. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
I wanted to give my.
I know you're not seeing me. Can I just drop a word to what he just said, please?
Okay.
All right. I know you have said. Thank you very much, Maxwell. You've said so much, and one of the things you said is how our brothers and sisters in the United States would, do extra work, go extra mile. And you mentioned the Sowere's wife, and and that just struck me because the wife of our leader, Uchechi Kanu, have been on the radio, and the only time she spoke was to tell Biafrans and the whole world that would listen how good and how nice the husband is doing in the dungeon, how healthy he is, and healthier than those that are out here, and how he's enjoying, just like some of the DOS members said, he is enjoying. And so you begin to question, you begin to wonder if somebody like that is not able to add a voice to other people that are always daily crying out, daily trying to make their voice known. And she said she had opportunity to go to CNN, she had the opportunity to go to Al Jazeera and any place, but she does not want to do any of that. So that is very, very disturbing, because this is one voice that people would have heard. This is one voice that would have actually maybe go naked on the street and everybody will say, what is going on? Who are you? But nobody have seen that. Nobody. Nowhere, no media house, no major media house have heard anything negative. Instead, she pampers pampers those that are stabbing her husband. I mean, I really don't want to go into this right now because I know we are rounding up, and Kelechi didn't make this today for us to talk about this, but it is very, very disturbing, very, very disturbing that nobody have heard the voice of Uchechi Okukano in this regard, condemning the Nigerian government, condemning Fulani government, condemning those that dealt with the husband, tortured the husband. She's never condemned them. She has never done that. So it is very, very sad and shameful to womanhood. Very, very shameful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my dear sister. Can I go forward now and say we may have been in the same spirit, because that was one of the points I was going to raise. But let me remind everybody, because my brother spoke about those living in America. I wanted to make sure I give you information. I want to acknowledge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first of all, and tell everybody that if you've never seen a decent, honorable, decisive, principled Igbo man, you have seen it in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When he says, I will sacrifice anything sacrificable. How true, how wonderful. And when he says to you, we have crossed the Rubicon. We have. So, my dear brother, I want to inform you a little bit about people who live in America. I need you to know that I've lived in London, in Europe, for over 28 years. And I lived in America for at least nearing 5 years plus. So, and I'm a man who moves about, and once I begin to engage you, I know what I have an idea what you might be thinking. So you don't think I'm God, just what you might be thinking. So, first of all, I want to reassure all my people living in America, and also, by extension, the American government, that by the time we get Biafra, they will find in us people who are only willing to build ourselves up and help places like America build itself properly. Okay? I want American government to know that. We are people who are created to take our place on this earth and bring the light that will not only serve Biafra, but serve America, serve Britain, serve Europe, serve everybody, because they would have learned so much from us, so much that they have denied themselves. They were shooting themselves on the feet by denying Biafra up until now. So that aside, I want you to understand the psychology of our people. Majority of the people living in America are comfortable. They're very comfortable. And I can assure you that one of the things that are propelling the people in America today and actually make them angry with living in America, even though they are comfortable, is the fact that, and they say it without knowing it. I listen to people, I engage myself in conversations. One of the things they don't like about America is that they find America a leveler. America does not allow them to show that they have 30,000 in their bank. America does not allow them to show how, and they don't get. That's why every Christmas they are charging into Nigeria. And even after being held in a traffic for 5 hours in a journey that shouldn't take 30 minutes, they would negate all those sufferings, and they will come back with happiness that when they got to that event, their names were announced and people vacated their seats. That's the only thing they will remember. They will not remember that as they were driving, they spent 5 hours in a journey that could take only 30 minutes. Or they saw dead people littered on the street. They will not remember any of those things. I want you to understand the psychology of the average Biafran in America. I thank God that Pastor Livingston is not part of it.
Amen.
Now, because without understanding, you might be flogging yourself. Why are these people not doing something? Why are these people? And I'm talking about an average Biafran in America. I'm not talking about those who are up there. You see, when you are serving the devil, you defend the devil. Okay? So those who are up there, you think, oh, I hear that there is an Igbo person who is now a brigade general in the army. Sorry, if you're approaching that person, you're wasting your time. Because they don't want to see any good come to Biafra, where everybody is neutralized, where everybody is working together, where everybody is trying to grow together. They don't want to see that. They want to come back, and then there is red carpet littered for them. So, my dear brother, I want you to also finally know that Martin Nantikano has already made it clear that this is something we must obtain by ourselves. It's not America that will get it for us. God already is with us, so we are majority. Nobody can stop Biafra, not even America. Nobody. And don't forget that part of the reason why Russia is doing what they're doing is that Russia today has become neutral. They cannot fight against Biafra in support of Britain again. So there are ways God has decapitated the world and opened the Red Sea so his people can march through. So don't go worrying yourself about these people. And that's what I wanted you to know, and I wanted Biafrans to know this. So we can march forward and get that, which Mazin Nandikano had seen when he said, once my parents died, God said, look at it. This is Biafra. Here it is. Let's go and take Biafra right now. It is for us, not for America or anybody to get for us. I thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you, my elder brother. They will know.
Sorry for
I have to leave now. Uncle Livingston, I salute you, sir. But
Yes.
let's hear from you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're very from Pastor Livingston yet. Yeah.
Three things. One, Nnamdi Kanu lost his parents for Biafra and said he will never disappoint us. Can we for once be true and stand firm? When they bring money to bribe you, don't take it. Because if it was about money, Nnamdi Kanu would have received billions and sold all of us out.
Amen.
This you cannot forgo some meals for your own freedom.
Amen.
For once, can you, Biafrans, those of you that are saying they will send money, you do this, can you for once say, I will not collect the money. I want freedom. For once. Can we do it? Number two thing. Nnamdi Kanu said when his father and parents died, God told him that's Biafra. The same thing happened to Honorable Azuka. Before the father died, she told me, the father called her and said, as I'm dying, one thing I want you to do is to get Biafra. That's why I see that woman very, very committed to it.
Amen. Amen.
That's like Nnamdi Kanu. So can we be committed to that and be truthful to ourselves? And then finally, don't be carried away by any information when they just come and bring. Have you heard from Simon Ekpa? Have you heard from Autopilot Media? Why don't you wait and hear? Then every wind of doctrine will be pushing you up and down. That is all I have to say. God bless you, Biafrans. We shall make it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor, for that submission, and very brief but precise and direct to the point. I want to thank our guests for coming here. And of course, what we're going to be doing is every Saturday like this, we're going to open it up so that we just converse and talk, hearing from our great guests and all of that. Anyone who is free on Saturdays, we just come in, and then we talk together. We need to do this always so that we can touch so many things at the same time and rub our minds over those things, every Saturday here. And I want to assure something that somebody said here. I'm talking about the national pledge. I think this Saturday they said they want us to begin to teach them, to educate them on the pledge and the national anthem and all of that. I think we're going to take those things very seriously, because these are the things that we are pledging to, and these things are the things that we are talking about to actually project our dedication to the nation of Biafra. And it's very, very important because it's psychological. At the same time, it's a means of orientating you or reorientating you to the cause of dedication, integrity, and the concept of holding on to nationhood and trusting that we get things done in the right perspective. So thank you so much for everyone who have contributed. I want to thank you all. Mary, you said something. You said Okay, let me see what Mary said. Mary, okay, you talked about somebody who want to discuss with me. Mary, let's communicate later, and so that we can have to talk about that, and then you can just send me a message so that I know it's you, and send me a message privately on the WhatsApp so that we can actually talk about that. I want to thank Pastor Livingstone. I want to thank Pastor Prince Izem. I want to thank Abdi. I want to thank
Prince.
Max.
Bless you.
Thank you very much, Mazi Kelechi.
Thank you for alerting me. Thank you for alerting me to this program.
When Prince was drinking, it was as if the thing was going to my throat. I was just feeling very.
You can see. I've joined the Prince. I've joined Prince.
His song was transparent. So his song was transparent. So I was seeing the content, and I like those kind of things.
It's the same thing here. The same quality here.
Oh my God!
Please, God bless you.
Thank you so much.
We'll drink plenty of that when we get to Biafra soon.
Amen. Amen.
Wow.
Thank you, Abby Tombi. And Abby is the most beautiful girl around.
And in fact, initially
when Abby was talking, thank you very much.
When Abby was talking, anyways.
Abby, my sister, you have
in the midst of powerful and wonderful brothers and fathers.
Well done. Your contribution was just immense. Thank you.
So after Emmanuel, we've heard you. So thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you. Stay blessed. We'll see you again. So Prince is going to be with us on Monday again, and he's going to be talking to us critically. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you all. Okay. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And remember this: the what do we call it now? The fundraising is less than 20 minutes from now. You have to join in and contribute your own. Your own. It's sell your cloth. That's what the scripture says. Sell your cloth and buy a sword. Giving to ESN is buying that sword. So sell your cloth.
Thank you.
Buy the sword.
Exactly. Thank you. Don't forget ESN. Don't forget to make your contribution.
That's it.
No way.
Sell your clothes. Buy sword. If you're in America, Britain, Russia, Europe, Asia, wherever, Australia, sell them. Buy
Thank you. Buy.
If you buy
sword,
see you there. Buy now. Now Jesus talks say buy sword. He was talking to his apostles. Buy sword. Sell your clothes. Buy. If you stay there, they will come and kill all of us.
That's it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
We are defending. We are not attacking. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Yes, stay safe, everyone. Thank you so much, Pastor, for that addition. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe. Join now ESN fundraising. Thank you.